them know that we are the American Indigenous Indians. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that. Hey now. Hey. How y'all doing? Watching. Snap, snap, snap. Go ahead and smash the like button. I know not everybody is privy to this channel yet, but you can smash the like button and you'll be able to watch it later because I'm not gonna hold things up too much. Ooh, I'm not gonna hold up, the channel to wait. But today I want to talk about creating your own power because that's very important. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Chief Elise. What's up, sisters? Beautiful, beautiful sisters. I'm smoking a cigarette. That's why I got my camera off. I'm trying to be nice. And I did a little fasting today. I'm still on a little fast because I'm trying to clear my stomach out. So I really didn't eat anything today. But I am drinking mad water. Mad water, okay? Mad water. I feel so bad that I deleted the video, but I deleted it in anger. I was just so upset. But we good. But anyway, I wanted to talk about creating your own power. And this is kind of important because, a lot of information have been kept from us. A lot of information, especially little things as such big things rather, such as getting your own money, getting your own thing going. We always were led to be under the wind and leaf, an arm of somebody else, underneath somebody, instead of being your own king, your own master, your own employer, your own everything. We're always, as people, and it doesn't matter what color you are. Race is not a factor in this. It's really not. It's just that what we were led to believe. We were always led to believe that you go to school, go to college, take up a trade, and look for a job. Oh, I'm buffering? Am I? Oh, why is that happening? Your device needs to restart to updates. I'll select the time to restart this shit. I'm not doing this. But I'm buffering. Am I still buffering? There must be something going on with YouTube. Am I still buffering, Elise? Give me a 1. Give me a 1 if I'm still buffering. Am I buffering? All right, let me take my camera off. Am I still buffering? Hi. Am I still buffering? I know there's something going on in YouTube. Other people are buffering too. Samantha said it's not buffering on her end. Okay, anyway. Back to what I was saying. As people, period, in general, it doesn't matter what your race is. We are never raised to Be oh God, she said I'm still buffering. Samantha, am I buffering on your end? Damn. All right. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna come back in. It's gonna take me a minute. Okay. You guys, I'm gonna go out and come back. It's gonna take me a minute, but I'll be back because I'm gonna let my system reset because I don't want anybody to miss what I'm getting ready to show for this lesson. So I'm gonna go out and come back. Give me a minute. I'll be back. Okay. I'm gonna let my computer restart. Maybe the updates need to be made on my system. It won't be long. All right. So y'all just hang in there for me. I'll be back. Damn, it took forever. I had to. Now there's nobody here. I'm back. So, I don't know. The damn system was streaming. Anybody here? Hello, I'm back. Oh, now I gotta go and tell everybody I'm back. Damn. Inbox. Let me go to my inbox. I'm back. Compose. I'm back. I'm back in. Okay. Good. Peace. Um, I'm back in. So, all right, good. So we got people coming back. All right. So, Elise, you still here? Okay. I see everybody back. I don't know. Something's going on with YouTube, and quite a few people are streaming, buffing, or for some reason. Anyway, I wanted to really get into this because a lot has been kept from our people, and it's still going on. And one of the biggest things is login notify. Oh god, I don't need that. One of the biggest things is keeping control over you. That's been the biggest thing. The government and people, period. People, period. They want to keep control over you because if they don't keep control over you, then they won't become rich. And the way things were set up when we went into the assimilated into the U.S. corporation, it was for reasons, but it was for reasons that our people didn't understand. Okay, it wasn't clear. A lot of our people, our ancestors, could not read and write, and everything they learned was a lot of times it was by ear. It was by ear, especially under a foreign government. So it doesn't mean that our people were dumb. It's just that they didn't understand the things that the foreign government was setting up. Okay, they didn't have a clear understanding. Now, granted, some of our people did have an understanding, but they were all in together on keeping a lot of information away from the people. And one of the biggest piece of information that they wanted to keep away from the people is gaining power and creating your own power and becoming successful. They'd much rather have you work under them or under their businesses or one of their types of businesses, which is LLCs. Um, let me see. You have your nonprofits, you have your corporations, and you have your many types of corporations, S corp, all kinds. And when you apply for these jobs, say like you apply for a job anywhere in the private sector, anywhere, any company that's set up. Let's say it's a company that sells something, a company that sells toilet paper, and there's all kinds of jobs in that company. In the warehouse, you work the machines that create the toilet paper. There's all kinds of jobs, and because we're in such, you know, desperation to get jobs, we have to take care of our families. So we just look at life as that's what we have to do. Go and apply for a job in somebody's business. That's the way we are trained, literally. We're not trained to be our own, to create our own power. Because if everybody has their own power, everybody will live comfortably, right? They don't want you to live comfortably. They want you to work their businesses. And that's a fact. So, that being said, there's a lot of things that are being taught on YouTube, and they're being taught from a street perspective rather than a safe professional perspective. And one of the things is this whole thing about creating your own power. All right. Now I'm going to go through this with you. The first thing, all right, they talk about you they talk about, a lot of these Moors, they talk about, becoming under, free and sovereign, but it's just another system set up like the corporation. It truly is going under them. Them now, it's a lot of our people setting up systems exactly like the United States Corporation of America. Now, I'm not saying that there is nothing wrong with that. There's not. The problem is being able, and it's been a long held problem within our communities, um, getting along. We really have to understand and look back at some of the reasons why our ancestors assimilated into the corporation and just said, they fold hands, be like, man, I'm out. Because a lot of this was set up. You just don't know it. And they're not going to tell you. People did not like working under our shit. And that's a fact. We didn't like being under each other's power, because as you can see, a lot of us are very mean and not easy to get along with, and not easy to work for. But you know what? It's the same thing under the corporation, especially for someone who has a criminal background. It's even worse for them to work under somebody. Okay? It really is. So you become anger, and you become bitter, and you get that feeling, man, I just want to create my own system where I can succeed. So um this is why you have organizations like the Moors setting up their own government, because that's what they did. But now, you as the individual, as the Aboriginal, you have to decide, do you want to roll with them, or do you feel more comfortable under a more stable corporation, which is what we decided as a people. A lot of us did it voluntarily, and a lot of us did it involuntarily. So when we assimilated into the corporation, now you have to remember, our people were in on setting up the U.S. corporation. They were working together to set that up. They did, yeah, so that we can live comfortably under a system. Now, there was a lot of things went on after the corporation was established. A lot of social programs came into effect, and it caused us weakness because we became dependent on those programs, those social programs. We did. Food stamps, y'all know. It became more comfortable to live. And a lot of people, back in the 70s and the 60s, when families broke up and stuff, became very comfortable with living on the system. So we didn't follow pursuit through. Everybody came into this corporation poor, including white people. Remember, they came over here as indentured servants. We chose different ways to hustle up money under the corporation. We did. We really did. We didn't create corporations. That's because we weren't taught how to, and we weren't trained. We then began to go on different sides, political sides. Some of us was on the Republican side. Some of us was on the Democratic side. And the Democratic side is which really knocked you back, because that's where all the social programs came into effect, and they became very dependent A lot of programs. Now I know the intentions were good when those social programs were created, but then it created madness because it caused people to become dependent on it, and that's where they got you at. So that's one big reason why the Democrats have our people, because those programs are always threatened to being taken away by the Democrats. They make it seem like it's the Republicans that's doing that, but no, that's not true. So we became dependent on a lot of stuff under the Democrats. And when you become dependent on things, it causes you not to venture out into other opportunities. You shut down and you close because you figure you're getting cash and food stamps a month and enough to pay your rent, and you just want to raise your kids. It was comfortable. And people just started not using those benefits for what they were, which is only supposed to be temporarily. People were making it a career and a lifestyle. And both parties saw what it was doing, and it worked to their advantage. It allowed them to create many corporations and become wealthy. It did. While you sat back, and every time you had a baby, you got a little increase in one of those social benefits. And then they just kept creating more and more and more, like light bill substance for gas bills, helping you. And the whole time it's keeping you down from venturing out. And then now, what does it do? It keeps you stuck in your community, in the community that you're in. You no longer know how to go outside the community and associate with other people, where you will find out how to pull out of what you were in, which in the old days we called it a rut, because that's what it was, a rut. A rut. So now many seals have been broken because a lot of people are getting harmed under these different corporations. And under these different corporations, lots of things have been going on. I'm trying to explain it to you and a current day thing. A lot of things have been going on in all these corporations, LLCs, nonprofits, for profits, big corporations, and a lot of the things such as discrimination to women, discrimination to LGBT community, a lot of ugly things, a lot of um, men and women make threatening their employees' jobs in these corporations, a lot of management making you sleep with them to get up to the top, or making you sleep with them. A lot of ugly things has been happening in these corporations. And I'm trying to get you to see it for what it is. They're just corporations set up by people, and they grow and they flourish. We create all these different jobs within them, all these different departments. And meanwhile, you're going to school to take up courses in order to oversee these different departments. And so that's what's keeping you from creating your own. Now, let's get into that. Let's get into what has been kept from us so that we can be and do the same things. You can still create your own power. That's what the whole purpose of this whole system is for, creating your own power. So let's look at something I put together. One of the first things what is one of the first things people want you to do in these other hood programs, may I say, is get rid of your birth certificate, become sovereign. You do not have to do that shit. I'm telling you. I'm advising you not to do that, the stupidest thing ever. Don't do it. Let's look at this, because a lot of us are visual learners. And I want you to see how you, as an individual, you can create your own power. You guys remember that video Dane showed with Uncle Sam sitting down, and it was the Cuban there, and the other different races sitting there, and the Indian on his background. Remember that picture? Remember that? Give me a one if you remember that. Uncle Sam teaching them, because this is what, for a very long time, this is what was being taught to our people. We couldn't understand it. We didn't understand it, and you're going to see why, because I'm getting ready to show you why, and I'm going to show you how to create your power and take over ownership of yourself. Understand this. And you're still a citizen because you have a right to do it. See, you're learning this stuff in a hood way, in a bad way. And a lot of people go sovereign because they have criminal backgrounds, and they know they don't have a chance under the corporation. So they create their own power. But you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And I'm sure you can do the same, very same thing. Let's get into this. Let me do the share screen. You have to sneak and do it. A lot of people do it out of anger, straight like that. Let's see, where is it? Is this right here? All right, you guys see this? Yep, I use your name, Elise. Okay, so creating your own power. So I want you to look at it from a different perspective, and I think you'll have a clear understanding of it. All right, create your own power. Take over your own name. Okay, so Elise. Matter of fact, let me get her up on the piano, because that helps too when two people are up here. Hang on one second, beautiful people. Elise, come on the piano. Let me give you this. Copy. Boing, boing, boing. Hey, Britton, how y'all? I'm just doing my own thing now. I have the other channel. I'm just doing stuff from this channel. And all are welcome, I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. Elise, there's the link. Anybody? Hi, Ernest, Mr. George, Samantha, love you is beautiful. KG, Chief KG, hey, sweetheart. Charlene Austin, hey. And Will Britt. But Elise, there's the link. Click on the link and come up, because I'm using you. I'm using you. So click on the link and come on the panel, because I can explain it better. Come on. And you don't have to turn your camera on if you want to. You gonna come on? Can somebody come on? Hey, Siobhan. Hey, beautiful. She said, it's me, sister. I got to, you know what? I got to keep looking at that. Mrs. George. Every time I see it, I just think of Ernest. Elise, click the StreamYard link and come on the panel so I can move forward. Or somebody, I don't care. Whoever clicks the link, somebody come on the damn panel. I need some help. That's why I'm asking you to. Let's see. Hey. Are you coming on? Oh, okay. She's coming. I'm just going to wait for Elise, because it really helps me if somebody's up here. She's coming. Hey, but how y'all doing? We're about to learn some interesting stuff. Boing, boing, boing. Waiting on Elise. Oh my God, it's so hot. So hot. But I got oh, it's 89 degrees, so it's going down. But I did manage. I was like really feeling terrible yesterday. Did you click the link? You got to click the link and allow um it access to your camera and stuff. What are you having a hard time with? You just click the link. Oh, just traveling a little bit. Oh, okay. It's hot as hell. I know that. Hey, beautiful Fantina baby. Hey, I'm just waiting on Elise to come on. She says she's trying to get on. If she's coming on, are you coming on through your computer? Well, anybody could come on if she can't get on. I just want to use you up here. Mm, Sheesh. I don't know what's wrong. All right. Um, let me see. Let me see what's going on because I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna see what's going on. Damn, 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 damn.
Hello. Yes, I'm clicking the link and it's saying to type in my because I'm on my phone it's saying to type in my email or my phone number. When I type that in, it's not
No,
saying.
I thought you were on your computer. It's easier to go from your computer.
Oh, okay. Let me pull my computer up. Let me do it. Okay. No wonder.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
here.
do it with the cell phone.
Okay, here I go.
All right. All right. So I never recommend cell phones. All right. Paste. Try that. StreamYard. I put it in there again. Try it again. If not, then I don't know what's going on. Yes, I clicked the link, but nothing is happening. Oh, all right. Oh well, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna wait any longer. So instead of creating your power, instead of um removing your certificate and all that bullshit, you don't have to do that. You can take ownership of your name. All you do is create your power. And the way to do that is you create your own corporation. You have an S Corp, C Corp, LLC, but the best way to start off is with an S Corp. If you're creating for your family, it's called an S Corp. So, what you want to do, your name is exactly what's on your birth certificate, is how you should create your corporation. Just like that. It doesn't remove you as a U.S. citizen or anything. You're protecting your damn name. Ah, there she goes. Yay, you made it. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so now, what oh, what a pretty picture too. So, I was explaining, I don't know if you heard me. The first thing you want to do, this is your family. Uh-oh, I got a private chat message. Yes. Oh, good. She can hear me. All right. So the first thing you want to do is protect your name and your children's name. This is how you're creating your power within your house. So you go and you start your corporation with your name. And you type you when you create your corporation, you put exactly what's on your birth certificate and exactly the way it's written on your birth certificate. If your middle name is written out on your birth certificate, that should be the name of your corporation. So say like you don't have a middle name and your name is just Elise Jones. You want Elise Jones. And make sure it's written the same way it is on your birth certificate. I don't know if it's uppercase or lowercase or capital letter for the first name and middle name and last name, but spell it out exactly the way it is on your birth certificate. And your so man, this is what you got to do. Okay? That's the name. So now you're a whole corporation. You're a person and you're a corporation. Now, Elise is a single woman. Single woman. But now she got kids. She had a baby. She had 3 babies. Oh, let me just go back 1 second. After you create your corporation, it's your name, Elise Jones. That's the name you want the corporation to be. Elise Jones, because that's exactly what's on her birth certificate. You could talk, Elise. You could talk because I can't look at the chat at the private messages. You gotta unmute your mic. Um, that's the name of your corporation because that's exactly the way it's spelled on your birth certificate. Now you're a whole corporation.
Okay.
So you get that part, Elise?
Yes.
So that's your corporation, your first corporation. That's the big mama corporation right there. Now,
Yes.
when you create your corporation, which is this is the first corporation, number one, Elise Jones, you're also going to get an EIN number. Okay? A EIN number. So now guess what? You got an EIN number and a social security number. Now, Elise, she done went and had a baby. 3 babies, John, Bethy, and Sylvia. And that's exactly how our names are written on our birth certificates. So now what is Elise going to do? You have 2 options here. The cheapest way to do this is DBA, doing business as. So you go back to the company that created your corporation and say, hey, I wanna I just had a baby and I want to incorporate my baby. So it'll be Elise Jones. Okay. DBA, John Jones. That's going to be your second one. You could do it individually or you could just do a DBA. Then John and either John is going to share your EIN number with you when you do the DBA. It's going to be under the same EIN number. But if you want John to be his own world, he will get his own EIN number. And then you turn around and you have Bethy. And then you turn around and have Sylvia. So you could do them either way. DBA, John Jones, DBA, Elise Jones doing business as Bethy Jones, or Elise Jones doing business as Sylvia Jones. All these are 3 separate entities. under the same EIN number. So this is you and your kids. Now, anybody say a damn thing or write anything about you could sue their ass. Because now you can get this copywritten protected. These names, all of them, just the way they are. Or just leave them at the corporation. Usually if it's a special name or a distinct name, you get it copyright protected. But John Jones is common. This is not common. Sylvia is common. Jones is common. But because they're entity names and somebody's using it or defaming your corporation, your name, you could sue their ass. You can. But they don't, under the S court, they can't come after your assets because this is a corporation. You understand that? Are y'all with me? S corp is the best for tax purposes. Me personally, I would do each one of them individually, having their own EIN damn number.
Wow.
Now you got 4 corporations. Do you understand that? This is the same shit the hood niggas is trying to teach. Only thing, they want you to go get that passport and take yourself off this landmass. You be a damn fool to do that. Don't. Because that's the trick. And I've been telling y'all that. How many times did I tell y'all that? How many times did I tell you that? How many times have I told y'all not to do that Morocco bullshit? Have I not always stressed that and highly recommend that you do not do that sovereign shit? Do you remember? Elise?
Yes. Yes.
Don't do that step in this. It makes you a foreigner.
That's
But
right.
if you're just doing it this way, nah, you're not. Because as a citizen under the corporation, even though you're Aboriginal, you have a right to do this. You do. And it's perfectly legal. And John and Betty and Sylvia, all y'all can grow it even more. John could under John under any of these. Let me show you. Okay, now I'm a stop the share screen for a minute, and I'm gonna share it again. Share. I'm gonna share it again. All right, John, because now I can't see you. John under Elise. Elise could do another one if she wanted. She have another baby to go right on this line. She have all these corporations under her name. But guess what? John could do it too. John can do it too. Let's see. John, insert. I want to do this. How do I want to do this? John can have the same thing under him. I'm not even in what you call it mode. Let's see. Insert. That's in that mode. I can view. Let me put the view up. Hang on 1 second, you guys. I didn't even set it. I only set it for 3, which really sucks. But under John, John could have his 3. His 3. You see how this is set up? 3 corporations. Now John, under him, he can have 3 kids and make them corporations. Do you understand how that works? You understand, Elise?
Yes.
Elise, under John, Elise could open up a toilet paper company, and then that's going to be a box like this underneath John. You could do it as a DBA, John, the corporation named John Jones. Under him could be a toilet paper company, a bus company, a driving company, and then under Bethy, you see how it keeps growing and growing and growing, and all these different LLCs. Under Bethy, I could open up a restaurant under Bethy Jones, and it's gonna be a whole nother um
Yes.
corporation. It could be a restaurant LLC. I can make my restaurant an LLC, a limited liability company, and open up Bethy's catering services, and then open up another one. I could just keep opening them up like I ain't got no damn sense. And that my friends, this is it just keeps growing. All right, now let's replace Elise with this. All right, under the corporation, right? See these right here, John, Bethy, Sylvia. See these three? Now imagine 50 being there. 50 each state, changing this to states. I'll fix it. I'll just put the abbreviation Connecticut, right? Whoops, Connecticut. I'm just thinking of any damn state. It doesn't matter. Virginia, um, let's say Florida, and keep going. These will all be on the same line, but you'll have 50. It's only three states right here, but you can go with 50. 50 of these all the way across. Imagine that. Now, under these 50 states, right? Let's just pretend we got 50 states going across in boxes like this. In Connecticut, you know how many damn businesses is under in Connecticut? You got 1,000, you got hundreds of businesses. Can you think of every business in Connecticut? All the McDonald's, all the damn Burger Kings, every restaurant that opens up, every goddamn restaurant, every business in Connecticut. All right, that's just one. And that's just one state. Now you got 50 states. So you got 50 states, each having their own businesses in their states. That's how the corporation grew. We grew it. We grew it. That's how the United States got so floss and so huge. So huge. Let me stop the share screen. Imagine under each state is all these businesses, all different kinds, for profits, LLCs, all of this. Let me see. I stopped sharing. All these businesses in the United States. You see how that grew? Each state got a bunch of LLCs and da, 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 da. You could do the same thing. You have an opportunity to do that. That's how it starts off with you.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's how it starts off. That's what the United States Corporation did. And then the 50 states, they joined forces and decided to come up, all of them they said, okay, we're different countries because each state's a different country. They said, all right, they had a truce, all the 50 states. We will have a supreme law of the land, which is the federal government. This is how they stay in order, not screwing up. I'm telling you in a way I know you understand. We'll make the supreme law of the land. I'm not going to fight your state. I'm not going to fight your state. If it's an issue within the state, we take it all the way to the Supreme Court. We all agree, all 50 states agree, that the Supreme Court is the supreme law of the land. And whatever that decision is, we have to go by. We have to follow it. You can do the same thing as an individual. That's all these hood rats is doing. They just do not explain it right. They're doing the same thing. This is what the government don't want you to learn. Because then who's going to feed their businesses? We do that. Whether we collect food stamps or not, we feed and support all the LLCs, the nonprofits, the C corps, the S corps, the private, every business. We spend our money. We go in Walmart. That's another damn corporation. But we don't understand that we could do the same thing. It starts off little and it just grows. That's all they're trying to tell you to do. But see, the Moors want you to do a whole nother different thing. And that's anger. That's created out of anger, basically. Anger. Morocco recognizes us. So now can you and who wants to work when you look at who the leaders are of specific corporations like that are set up sovereign, and you see the people who you're probably going to be under, you're going to be under their power. You have to think, oh God, I'm so accustomed to this lifestyle and living free. Do I want to go under that? They don't have an Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, police, or nothing. But the corporation does. But you can establish it. They can. But the problem is this something you want to live under? Is this who you want control over you? Are their laws what you want to live under? Are they good enough leaders? Or are they just a bunch of guys that you know from when you was little that you can't stand being in your hell? No. It's up to you. You want to go sovereign and be under them and live their lifestyle? That's cool. I'm not knocking anybody that do, but I'm just saying you have more advantage. You have to determine, do you got more advantage under the corporation creating your own? Or do you want to be with a bunch of damn fucking fools that ain't going nowhere? This was the problem in the South. Was the problem of the war. Wanting to come from under somebody's fucking chokehold. Excuse my French. And going into and getting into something that's flourishing better, where you can live comfortably and freely and not have someone's religion pushed down your throat. Because you don't have to be in a religion under the corporation. You don't. I don't go to church every day. And I don't believe in other people's ideologies either. And I'm not going to. Being under a sovereign nation that's set up, they worst under the worst goddamn crooks probably in the world. Ain't no way. No. This is why our ancestors fought on both sides. Some liked the way it was, some didn't. Some wanted a better opportunity. But see, when we came into it, we wasn't educated about this. We were taught to go to school, get a good education, and it was very basic. Go to college and get a good job. So you have to decide what you want to do. And you understand that now? Your mic is muted if you're talking.
Yes.
And
Yes.
see, now we're still citizens. We have our nation and we have our entities. And the nation, based on our bylaws, got the final say so, not the chief. I'm just over the tribal unit, seeing who the hell coming in and out. We do the same thing. You can do it as an individual or you can do it as a nation of people. When you do it as a nation of people, you flourish faster. You do. But you have to have somebody that you can trust that's very transparent. They start telling you, "Oh, well, I need you to I need a car. I can't." No, fuck that. Let the nation grow. See, we pull out and we lose patience. We don't give it a chance to grow. But those troopers that's faithful every month, when we're faithful, we will grow. Other things open up. We just have to be patient. We didn't come into this, uh, you know, we let a lot of years go by before we finally decided to establish ourselves. There's people that pulled out, and there's people that, we had to put out due to patience or any other excuses. People that just don't want to see you grow. And now they're seeing it because we have faithful members in our nation. We want something to happen because we did it. And once you do it the first time, after that, then you're more comfortable. That's why I can't wait until we get over this little hump by the end of the month. And I think once that happens, you become even stronger and more willing to be supportive because there's so much we can do when we're together rather than individually. Individual, it's very tough. But as a nation of people, it goes smoother. See, you can't let it be a power trip thing. It always has to be a trust thing, not a power trip thing. And you have to, once you're comfortable in the way you establish things within your nation, you don't want nobody coming in there trying to change your shit up. You just don't. Because the first thing the nation is going to do, though, especially those that's been there from the beginning, wait a minute, where you going? You become offensive. No, we got rules. You got to follow them. And that's what the nations the members do that have been there from the beginning. They're not allowing it. That's what you call sticking together and sticking to the plan. And this is for everybody that's out there, not just in our nation. This is important. That's how you create. This is how you create your power. And when you pull away, you let the nation down and you let yourself down. And you hurt the nation when you do that. It is just hurtful because you really want to grow. You're working your own daily jobs every day, but at the same time, you're growing the nation. I'm going to continue to be strong. I'm not letting it go. I put too much work into this. Too much. Too much. And your support and consistent involvement makes it even better. You can't let other people discourage you. You can't. You have a excellent and great thing going on here. And you better believe we're being watched. And you know what? We're gaining respect as we grow. We went about this a whole different way. And guess what? The way we went about it is the right way. That's why we're getting respect. The respect we had in DC was priceless. I've never been followed out of a state by helicopters, let out and protected. That was just like, wow. I felt like a president. They know who we are. And they know we're not a cult group and a racist group. They know that. They're studying us. And I want them to continue to see positivity out of us. Because when they continue to see that you're positive, you get more respect and you get more help, you get more support. And you can't let other people tell you different stories. You know the misery in people just by what comes out their mouth. I'm not against a system where you're allowed to flourish. Ignorance is what keeps you from flourishing, and worrying about the next person. That keeps you from flourishing. You have to focus on what you got. That's your focus. We got a nation, and this is our focus. Helito, Eugene, our focus is our nation. They'll see they'll see these things later. Wow. Wow. See, we're in action mode. We don't have time to argue about what we're doing. We just continue doing it and keep it moving. That's all. I myself had to learn, don't argue with no damn fools about what you're accomplishing, because as long as you have supporters together rocking with you and you're doing it together, that's all that's important. Somebody on the outside that ain't in is worthless to even listen to. Worthless, pointless. I see people following our league. I do, and that's a good thing. But as a strong chief, I refuse to let anyone come in and change the smooth way of things are going. We have relationships established with professional businesses. And I'm not allowing no rookie come in and destroy that for us, because we're on the right track. I'm not going to allow anybody. And it's not about being a power struggle. It's about not allowing anybody to come in and fuck up what you got going. If they're so great at giving out advice, then they should be starting their own shit. That's what I say. Don't come in here and try to tell us how to run our stuff. If you're that excellent and you're that accurate, then you know what? You should have your own shit started. That's how you protect your nation. So what you think, Miss Elise? Because I'm not going to stay on that long. But yeah, see the org chart. You see it. Now you have the visual in your head of what's going on and what's going on for everybody. How many people have that same setup? We're just the only ones that don't. It's called waking up and smelling the coffee. Now we're doing it right. And us doing this, making this accomplishment, it changed your whole perspective of a lot of things. You're on a whole different level, whole different class, whole different thought process. But you got to be patient and let things grow. but they're growing. I mean, we're doing something that so many have not done, point blank. And the hardest thing and the most difficult thing was for our people to come together. And we did. We came together. I can't worry about people that come in and out of the nation. I can't, because that don't do nothing to me. Let them go back to where they were before. But we're going to keep growing. And that's it. People are going to be people. And we have to understand that. A wise person told me people are just going to be people, and they're going to do things because they're angry. But let them be angry. There's no one ruler in this nation, and it's not going to be. People come in, talk a big game, gonna do this, gonna do that, gonna do that. They don't do shit. So we have to protect our nation. We have to protect it. People, especially from people that's not active like you. Like, seriously. We don't gotta nobody don't gotta know what we're doing behind the scenes in our meetings. It's nobody's business. But we come on YouTube because it's part of what we do. We teach. Anybody want to catch it, they could catch it. If they don't, that's not my fault. It's not my fault. So now, let's get to the last part. So now you see how all these corporations, they just keep growing and growing. You can do that with your kids. Literally. You take ownership of your kid's name just by creating that corporation and sue anybody that defames you in any way, because that is a corporation. And you can't do certain things to corporations. You can't. People get tired of being dragged in court. That's why people freeze up. Oh, so let's look at the other part of that document that I wanted to show you. Now, so these can be either S corps or C corp. I say, because it was advised to me that S corp is the best thing to start off with. You up here, S corp, S corp, S corp, because of tax purposes. Your EIN number you're going to get from whatever particular state you're in. But remember, this is you and your kids' names. That's from a state perspective. I'm just putting any damn name. Lucy, Nancy. Okay. Now it's back to a family thing. Elise and her 3 kids. But the corporation, when you're filling out the paperwork for it, that's and it's better to get the company that I recommended to you on our website to do this for you. But you make sure that when you are writing your name, it's exactly spelt the way on your birth certificate. Your son John's name is spelled exactly the way it is on his birth certificate. Lucy and Nancy, so forth. They already offer to get you your EIN numbers, because this is 4 corporations you're creating. Or DBA is cheaper, much cheaper. Then you get your bank account, your trust, because Got to start your trust. Understanding trust. A trust is a powerful estate planning tool to manage your assets throughout your lifetime and beyond. It allows you to provide detailed instructions. I'm just trying to grow this a little bit more. It allows you to provide detailed instructions or conditions on how and when to distribute everything you worked so hard to achieve. To establish a trust, you'll need to work with a professional, not a hood rat that's offering this shit on YouTube. A professional who will help you choose the right type of trust and make sure your wishes are clearly communicated. So they're saying, the five best banks to set up your trust: JP Morgan, Bank of America, PNC, Wells Fargo, and US Bank. These are the ones. And, they help you they provide services to help you set up your trust. You set up your trust. Everything goes in your trust. Your land, everything. Your kids, everything goes in the trust. I will share this and so remember, ink file when you're setting up your corporations. That's the company on our website that I recommend to you if you're going to do your individual family and protect their names and whatever. You're going to use ink file. That's on the website. Your trust, because they provide these services for you. Now, your trust, these are the places you want to go to set that trust up. And they're going to help you and school you. You pick which one you want, but I'm hearing these are the best. They'll give you instructions. You have to make an appointment to set up your trust. Okay? So now, save this. I'm going to send this, I'm going to email this to all my members. I'm going to email this to all my members so you can have that as your guider. But it's very simple. The top part, which is creating the corporation, you want ink file to do that for you. You do. Because they're going to make sure it gets done right the first time around. You do it by yourself. The state that you do it in going to send you back your damn paper. Then you have to pay more money. They're professionals. It's only going one time. And when you set up your trust, you pick one of those major companies so that they do it right for you. So now you have a different perspective on how the United States corporation is set up. You saw a little picture of it, but it's really huge. It's the same process. Every time you start a business in the United States, you grow in their corporation, because you're paying taxes to them. Yeah. Yep. It just grows. So the United States is very rich because somebody's always opening a company and you're always paying the state secretariat office to open up your business. You're paying taxes to that state and to the federal government. It's the same thing. And a lot of hood rats are teaching you to do this. That's a portion of what they're teaching you to do to become sovereign. Don't do that crap. I've been telling y'all that forever. That's why I have the awful fights with the Moors. They hate me. And so do the Africans. Because I'm not going to allow you to give up your damn land. Everybody ain't gonna like me, and I'm not in this to make friends. And I accept that. So, Elise, anybody have any questions?
Yes. This is some good information, good to know. And we do and we should start our own corporations.
Yeah, facts. I would highly recommend you do it with your individual family
I agree.
and that trust to protect your assets. S corp, they can't come after your assets. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Fair use. It's the truth. That's what I learned. It's not hard because that company, when you get the professional help, you get it done right. You get more respect until you learn how to
Yes.
do it yourself. You have any other? You see how that looks. You saw a little picture of the U.S. corporation, right? Does anybody else have any other question? For real? Hey, Chief Clintus. So what that org chart that I showed you, seriously, is a very small picture of the U.S. corporation. You got the corporation, and then under it, you got the 50 states going all the way across. And damn, under each state, you know how many businesses and corporations they have under and LLCs every time somebody open a business in their state, no matter what kind of business it is. That's how it looks. You look at the United States corporation from a big picture, you can't even look at it. It's almost endless. We every time we open a business under the corporation. Yep. And you better believe if you're a member of somebody's church, what do you think you are? Imagine that being a church and all its members. That pastor, he got rights to your insurance policy. He make more money when you die. It's a business. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see the church? Okay, you got the church. Now under the church, all the members, each one is a corporation. Can you imagine that? That's sick, right? Y'all see that? See that, Elise? The church,
Yes. Wow.
they don't got to get your permission to get no insurance policy on you because you're a member.
Because I'm being a member. Isn't that something?
We're not a
Yeah.
church.
Wow. Mm.
It's a lot of stuff. Old pastor ain't gonna tell you. That's what I mean when I say our people get in those positions and they don't teach you and they don't show you this. They know 90% of our people are visual learners. Because then when you see it, then it shoots off other stuff in your head. And when you see it, you're like, oh, somebody else, like me showing this to somebody in the chat room, it triggers something and they end up knowing more than me. And then you realize what you're doing. It makes you realize what you're doing. and what you can do, because some people are even more creative than me. But this is the part where our people won't teach you. They don't want you to know because they want you to work under their business so they can look like the big shots. But everybody has an opportunity to be have their own power. And that's why I said don't get upset with white people and foreigners because they were given an opportunity to create power, but they were taught how to do it. That's why they can come over. They come over and they open up their Chinese restaurants and stuff. So it's not their fault that they know something we don't know. It's not their fault that they know something that was kept from us. See, when you come together, you can help each other get to where you want to go. Long as under the corporation, under your big corporation. Elise might want to open up 8 restaurants under the corporation, or she just do her own. You're allowed to come in the United States as a foreigner and open up businesses, but you also could do it too as a citizen. Now, shit's a little different when you got your own and you got your own bylaws to follow and your own flag. A whole different story. Whole different story. Oh yeah. See, the pastor's not gonna tell you everything. You always have somebody always have to be dumbed down so that the first people on the top can flourish. Like people in churches, they come in the weakest state of life. Some people come in there that wanted to take their life, and they come to the church. All they know is they want to be healed. But every time you get a new member, that's more money because they know you're going to pay tithes. If you have 1,000 people in church service in these big mega churches, and everybody gives at least $5, you know how much money that is? At least $5. Everybody in the church, right? If you have, let me see, let me do the math. I'm gonna do the math. I don't need that no more. If you have 1,000 people in Sunday service, on that's 1,000 people in Sunday service, and each one of you know at least they're gonna get $5. Some give more. Some give like 120. I'm just putting a thing. Matter of fact, some people, let's just say 1,000 people in the church, Sunday church service. Okay. Sunday morning church service at 7 o'clock. Everybody gave like $10. That's $10,000 they made for morning service. Now hold up now, because church too big to hold all the members. How about afternoon service? That start in 2 hours. That's $20,000. Now, don't forget about Bible study on Wednesday. Let's say 1,000 members come to Bible study. That's $15,000. Okay, that's all in 1 week. Clear. So you go 15,000 times, because there's 4 Sundays every month, and there's 4 Wednesdays times 4. That's $60,000 a month that the church made off its community members, just in tithes and offerings, probably a little more than that. and Wednesday because they collect the offering on Wednesday. And now that's times four. That's in 1 month. $60,000 in 1 month. Now, when you go 60,000 times 12, $720,000, probably more than that. Because remember, I just based that on everybody giving $10. They're making $1 million. Church is a business, and people are very vulnerable and weak when they come to church. But they do provide those social services for them in the church because they have people who have very good jobs in the church that donate their whole paycheck once in a while. But people, they have social workers. That's why people in church get the best jobs because they're very connected with the state. So you tend to see a lot of people get the better jobs if you go to church, if you're a church, because their so-called kids are raised with the morals and how to behave and how to interact with other races. Because you learn in church, you learn behaviors in church. Church is a way of life, and it requires different behaviors. So they're the ones who usually go to school, finish school, go to college, go get a job, whether it's a social worker, a police officer, or any good paying job. So they're able to support their churches. Yep, 501c3s. And you get so much out of it. They give foods and breakfasts, but they run coats. They do donate. They do all kinds of things in the church. But you can do that in a charity too. You don't have to be a church. It could be charitable. So understand what you're doing. When you do it to go and become sovereign, that's not a good thing because you don't have a great Army, Navy, Air Force. I'd rather be, now here's your choice. I'd rather have protection by the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines so that I could live the way I want to live and be free to do what I want to do rather than go under somebody's goddamn coat. Uh-uh. See, we're aboriginals. True indeed. But we're also citizens and we have certain protections as citizens. So at that event, we were escorted out by Secret Servicemen to the highway, being the first people. Got a little bit special treatment. Those other guys that came in and kicked them all out. And that whole strip wasn't our spot. They just made them get away from us. They gave us respect as a tribe. A lot of people see us differently in our Aboriginal status. A lot of people, no matter what race it is, they don't like what was done to our ancestors. That's why they give us respect. They can't do it. No. It's a shame what they did to the Indians. You hear that a lot. It's a shame what they did to the Indians in America. They're talking about us. So when you hear that, understand. And I know you've heard people say something to that extent, to that, has said something like, it's a shame what they did to the Indians. Terrible. I'm so against that. I hate what they did to the Indians. They're talking about you. You're the Indians. And it was a shame what was done to us. But you got to understand, many organizations will come about and set up, but the choice is yours if you want to be a part of it. You have that right. I think I want to stay at this point because just based on the behaviors within our communities across the states, I think I'm pretty safe where I am and for my grandchildren. And this is the choice that our ancestors had to make: either stay in the South and threaten to continue being killed and hung during because of battles between your people and other people. You leave and run for refuge because you're tired of seeing the killings. But that's what's going on today too. Where are we going to run to? Under another cult or another organization that's set up? Now, this is the choice. Imagine. There is nothing wrong with being 501c3. It's how you create your your power and your ability to grow and flourish. That's a benefit. Understand this. When you remove yourself from America, you no longer qualify for these benefits that we have, and you're not in a position to shape them yourself. Not with the mean, ugly people I've seen. I don't even want to live next door to certain people. It's best. It's best to create power and pass it down to your children so they can live comfortably. That's what other foreigners do when they get over here. They create power, build it up, and pass it down to their children. And that's what we should be doing. We're lacking that terribly. So many of us die and can't leave our family anything. Anything. So it's all about creating your own power. We'll revisit this again. Um, there is going to be a mandatory South Carolina meeting. That's very important. I think I'm going to set it up for Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure what day, but my body's still getting rest. I finally got some rest. Hey, Chief Sylvia, love you, babes. Charlene, I think everybody's still in here. So, anyone interested that is not a member of the nation, just contact me through email, through our email department. I'll put that in the chat room, Elise, because I know you're. Oh, you could put it in the chat room. And for Calvert, if Elise could do that, she's at her computer with her little pretty self. Look at Elise. She's so pretty. She's so pretty, Elise. That's why the feds tried to put that immigrant label of AA on. Oh, yeah, honey. That's right. And see, we fought that. And that's why we went to DC. And I think they heard us because now they're speaking differently in the news media. And I so respect that from Fox News. I swear, when I saw that, I really wanted to shed a tear. It warmed my heart. It really did. But it's just, they need to know that that's what we want. You know, we explain it so we don't have to yell it and scream it to anybody. You just explain simply. They don't know, just like we don't know. And they have to be careful on the news media what they say so we can humbly tell them and they'll respect it humbly because now they see, well, there's a very a large group of brown people that don't want to be identified as African American, and they respect that, and that's all what we wanted. We want them to understand that not all of us are African Americans, and that these black leaders today are not our leaders. So whatever they're fighting for, we're possibly more than one. No, that's not our fight. You're fighting for foreigners. We're not foreigners. I saw that video. I'm trying to get my folks more involved. It's long and slow, but it'll happen though. Oh yeah, the family usually follow later. They follow later. Right now, it's difficult because the indoctrination is very deep. So, you know, We are all we got, and we're building, and we're doing it. Family will follow. Don't worry. Don't let that trouble you. That's like last. They'll come in the droves and change. They will. So any interest, just right here, we have some folks that expressed an interest, and we'll get to them before the weekend is out with new member orientation. It's just that we just came back from DC and our bodies are catching up now with time. Um, the second petition is up on the website, and that is, of course, a lot of people signed it because it's open to all, not just us. It's open to everybody. Anybody that pay taxes, don't matter where you are, who you are. We're not paying reparations to foreigners. If we can't get that money in our um, absolute identity, which is Aboriginal, I don't want no parts of it. You're not taking me off this landmass. And that's exactly what it does. I didn't come here, I was already here, and so were you. Hmm. So, that being said, I'm going to close out. Um, if you want, you should re listen to it. We'll revisit this in Zoom and get more in detail with it. I don't have a problem doing that. I don't. Um, but going forward on here, it's just going to be all about education. That's it. No more fighting. That's why I came over here. I don't have time no more. It's too much. And you'll eventually see it growing and growing and growing when everybody gets the drift that this is where we are now. At least you want to say anything before we pop up out of here, sweetheart?
Just want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in, and thank you, Chief Bethy.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Chief Bethy.
You're welcome, sweetie pie.
My volume is, I mean, my audio is delayed or something is going on with it.
Oh yeah, it's YouTube. I've been seeing people streaming too slow and stuff through YouTube. So YouTube must got some updates or something going on cuz yeah, it was doing that earlier. Yeah, it was doing it earlier. I was trying to watch Rootwords channel earlier while I was driving, but it was just flirting. I think I probably did. I'll check it again. Well, I haven't really fully unwind from DC, but I'm definitely going to get to all the email that Elise has already probably responded to. I just wanted my body to catch up because I was exhausted, but I will look at it. So yeah. But until then, everybody have a warm day. At least hang on for 1 second. I love you guys, and I'll see you again soon.
Peace, love, and
And
bliss
y'all
to
remember to check
everyone.
y'all emails for the meeting. Because I know Terry's going to be sending
Okay,
out meeting notifications and stuff. Just check your emails. Try to at least. She's going to text you if you don't.
that's right.
Okay. Everybody have a warm day. Love y'all.